Well, good evening, guys. This is the very first video of 2019 for Demko Modelworks. Got a lot in store for you tonight. So we're going to be doing starting a whole new build series on the 1/350 scale Reliant conversion kit, and going to be going through a whole build series on that from start to finish. And here in just a second, we'll swing around and show you what's going on. Show you everything that we have and kind of walk you through, a little bit what's going on, what's going to happen for the first video, and maybe by next Friday or so we'll have, or by Friday I'll have another update video on it and whatnot. We've got a lot in store for it, so we're going to be, I'm looking forward to it. So, but also for the contest that I'm doing. I'm going to be giving away one of those for the winners of the contest. Will get a 16537 scale. I believe it's the 50th anniversary slipcover Enterprise model kit, and probably an airplane of some sort. Haven't quite decided on that, and a T-shirt that I'm going to be ordering. With the Demko Modelworks logo on it and everything else like that too. So that, like I said, we're going in strong. We have probably around 12 contestants now, and got a lot of good entries, and we're looking forward to seeing all that going on through the Facebook Demko Modelworks Facebook site. So right now we'll let me swing you down to the bench and get you going on that. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see, we have here on the bench, we have the 350 conversion kit for the Reliant, and got a lot of work to do on this. Of course, this is all everything you see right here is all resin, and then we're going to be using the saucer section for the refit. We're going to be having to do some modifications on the saucer. We'll be cutting out pretty much everything. Let me get a Sharpie here real quick and show you what I'm talking about. If I can find one. I thought I had one in here. But anyway, we're going to be pretty much cutting. Well, I thought I had it, but pretty much we're going to be cutting from here, this whole ring out, and over onto the other side here. So we're pretty much going to be losing everything from here back. So then we're going to be, to where it'll fit onto the main piece. But we're also going to be having, we're going to be using the entire complete lower saucer section. We're going to have to do some conversion here. Got some pieces here we'll walk through here in just a second on, but we're pretty much going to be using the saucer section and the two nacelles for this kit. Now there's some things that you're going to have to remember if you ever do this kit. You're going to have to do a lot of modifications for this kit. We have, like I said, we're going to be using the nacelles for the refit. So we're going to be using the glass for it, and we're going to doing pretty much everything the same way on the refit as we do on the Reliant as we're going to be doing on the refit. So but we're going to have to, if you notice on the Reliant, the hole for the pylons are up on top, and so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut this little extra hump off right here and do some modifications to it. Put some sheet styrene in and fill it with putty. So we're going to be doing that, getting some of that cut out, getting all this ready to go and get it, the lighting put into it, and the strobes and everything else for it. So on that, and then here is the here we have the pylon, the roll bar, and this is going to be, you know, pretty much a massive kit. We're going to have to do some modifications to this kit to here. I mean, this is a, you know, it's a solid resin piece, and let me zoom in just a little bit to show you. Let me get the camera swung around just to the right angle here where you can see it a little bit better. But I mean, this is a nice solid piece. I mean, it's not completely solid, but it's, you know, we're going to have to do a lot of modifications to this to get the to drill out for the photon torpedo. I'm going to have the, you know, firing for photon torpedoes. We have a strobe light that goes in here, and I believe 2 that go on the lower side right here on the bottom. And so I'm probably gonna cut this right here on the bottom side just to make it level to where we don't cut into any of our detail here, and just cut across right there. And then, you know, if this is a hollow complete solid piece, we'll have to do a lot of drilling and a lot of sanding and filing and hollowing out to get the wires and stuff in there. You know, we probably could make it work without having to do too much, but you can see just how massive this, I mean, how massive this this roll cage is going to be. And we're not going to be able to do much any lighting. I was thinking about getting a kit that had the firing phasers, but then that would require some extra you know, drilling and trench work and stuff like that. But not, you know, I probably won't do that. Probably just have the firing photons, that way we can just run our wires down through. One thing I like about these garage kit, and I want to say a special thanks to Jonathan Granson Marshalls from Marshall Custom Models. He's the one who sent me the kit, and we're going to be, you know, keeping him up to date on everything. And he's building one himself, so we're going to be keeping in contact with each other on this kit. But one, you know, these are really nice, highly detailed kits. We're going to have to do some sanding and cleaning up and shaping and all that kind of stuff on here, but once it's through, it's going to be a nice model. And the one thing I like about this kit is they put some brass hollow tube right here so you can run your wires down through to make it a whole lot easier, so you don't have to do a whole lot of trench work. So, but there's all that, you know. And then we have the pylons. This is a complete solid piece. So Boyd over off Trekworks started one of these, and when he got his mounted into the let's see, find the right one here, got his mounted into the nacelle, there was a few things he actually had to run a trench, cut in an extra trench and run some extra wire down through there to make it all run. But I may run some things, because we're gonna have to do some cutting right in here to get run our wire up through the side of the ship. So, and I'll take you over here in just a second here on that one. And here we have the monster here. Let me zoom back out. And you can see here we have the main body, and this, you can see how big it is. I mean, it's pretty well solid. I mean, and we'll have to go through there. I noticed we're going to have to go through there and do some scribing to rescribe the lines on this. Like I said, this is going to be a lot of modifications that are going to have to be done on this ship. And I've got my buddy Cameron over at Cameron's Decals and such. He's going to be coming up with, he's working for there's another guy that's doing a complete solid resin kit, kind of like this, but it's all, you know, already has the saucer and everything together. You know, it's already ready to go to be lit and everything else like that. But he's coming up with some Aztec decals and some Aztec masking for this kit. So we're going to be ordering a set from him when he gets this done. And pretty much for the refit though, I mean for the saucer part of the the saucer section of this, we're going to be using pretty much the refit Aztec masking set here, but he's coming up with a set that's going to be made up for the 537 scale Reliant kit, and also for this kit as well, the 350. So he's going to be coming up with that, so we're going to be looking forward to that. And I think he's also going to start making some other stuff for it as well. But you can see here on the bottom, we're going to have to do a lot of cutting. We're going to have to cut into this and do some modifications here. I mean, you can see that this is a pretty much a solid piece here. We'll have to go through on the side and cut pretty much a little bit off, maybe just a little bit off right here, to where when we get our saucer section cut out, it'll match it. And we're going to have to do quite a few modifications on this too. A lot of sanding and putty filling and sanding and stuff like that to get it that right hump, because the hump on this section here is totally different than it is on the totally different on the Reliant than it is on the refit. So we're going to have to do something totally different on that. So, but on here it's got the good the good details on here. So and it also has the window ports here. So all we'll have to do is just take our Dremel tool and Dremel those out. And I'm going to be starting on working on this thing this week, starting some of the modifications for it, getting it cut out, and all that kind of good fun and stuff. So, but going back to the bottom, we're going to have to cut all this out right here, and we can get rid of this little bottom piece right here, and go through here on the inside. Go through on the inside, and we're going to have to shave down a few things to get our photo etch. And I don't know if I'm going to be using this kit. Came with a shuttle bay, and let me get some of those pieces out, and we'll go back to the back side here. But this kit comes with a couple of complete shuttle bays, resin cast shuttle bays, and this looks like it could be this piece right here could be looks like the top. And then we have the sidewalls here and the floor of the shuttle bay. So, we're going to be, I don't know if we're going to be having, one of them opened up or both of them or not. But here's a sidewall, or this may be nope, these are the doors. So this is an actual piece here that you can cut out. Cut away this area right here, and a complete replacement, so it'll fit in right there to where your shuttle bay doors and everything will fit right nice and neat in there, and you won't have any extra problems with that. So, but you can see there's a piece that he's already started, that has already been started. And it looks, really well. So this looks like the back wall of the shuttle bay of the shuttle bay floor, and then here's a side wall for one of them, and then so still debating on whether I'm going to use that or not, and go from we'll go from there, and I'll put this aside so we can move on. And then we have our resin pieces for our looks like our our impulse engines, and then our two crystals. So we'll be diffusing those, and I'll probably hollow out a little bit in the middle back here to where I can put in an LED. And probably in the movie, this crystal here had an LED, a flashing LED in the middle of it. So probably going that route with it there. But if you decide not to light the, put it in the shuttle bays, you don't have to. There might be enough room where you can, trench out. It's got the detail to where you can trench out for the light that goes around it. And I may, depending on how bad it is, how thick it is down in there, I may cut it off right about here, and to where I can take it off and get right down in there. So, but we have our place for our our impulse our impulse engine and everything else like that. So it's going to be a fun kit, and here's some more parts for it. We have our we have our bridge, and this one is a complete solid. So we're going to have to do a lot of trench work on this. I mean, we're going to have to hollow out, especially right here around the 3 areas where the lights are. We're going to be adding the red light that goes out on top. So we're going to have to do some work on it to where it'll get we can light these areas on the back side here, and the back bulkhead, and then get our lighting in there for our strobe light. And this is going to sit pretty much about like that on there. So you can see how let me zoom in and show you. Let me move the camera down a little bit, get you back in frame. But you can see right here how we have the bridge sitting there and how it's going to look, and I'm probably going to leave that right about there, and then we'll have our blue detail right around there. So there's a lot to do with this kit, and we have right here we have our impulse crystal section, to where we're gonna have to do some cleaning up on it to get it set down in there right. But I'll hollow out all this. I'll hollow out all this little area right here to where I can get my light in there, and my impulse crystal and all that kind of stuff down in there. And we can back out just a little bit so you can see a little more. And then you can see we have our not sure what these are, tractor beam emitters or something like that, but the ones that sit right here, I think these are deflector emitters on here. And then we have our let me see if I can't grab one out of here. But then we have our this little thing that sits right down in here, because this goes on this side, but you can see how the detail is on this. And let me pull it up to the camera into the light and show you. So we're going to have a lot to do on this, guys, and it's going to be quite a bit of work on this. And you can see we have the bottom side of the saucer section here that goes on the back. And like I said, we're going to be using, let me get this out of the way real quick. And we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be using pretty much the entire saucer section on this. We're going to have to do some, cutting off these pegs right here, pretty much some back here in the back, and then this will be gone, so it'll set down there a little bit faster. But pretty much the center of gravity is going to be right about here. Because right here's where all that's going to sit. So, and we're going to have to, clean this up, set it down, and the center of gravity I think is going to be pretty much right about here. So that's where it is on the 537 Reliant. So that's about where we're going to mount our pole, and also going to be using the pretty much going to be using the base for the refit, where we have our switches and stuff like that on there. So that way I can have everything going on that. So but that's it, guys, for the night. And so probably Friday I'll have another update video on this, and you know, I'm going to try to have this all cut off and cleaned out to where I can get my saucer section mounted. And I will tell you right now that when you use the sidewalls for this, you're going to have especially the sidewalls that come right about here out on the side of each of the saucer, you're going to probably have to fill those in with putty and re-drill those because they're not going to line up the right way. So you're going to have to do, there's a lot of modifications on this kit. So, but until then, guys, this will be, you know, part 1, and probably in the next couple of days, probably Friday, I'll have another update ready for you. You know, show you a little bit of progress, probably take you through. I'll probably have this all cut out and the saucer section, the top saucer section mounted and in place. I'm going to have to do some cleaning on it, probably use a little bit of rubbing alcohol to kind of clean up the resin a little bit, and then go through and rescribe some of the lines and stuff like that. So, but until then, guys, we'll see you in the next update video, which will be part 2, and go from there. So until then, guys, take care and happy modeling, everybody.